Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Well, we are back again for another episode of our mini series of DC Black Pride, the road to Von J's first Pride. And I want to say to Von J and to all of our listeners, baby, it is a great day here because I am officially on vacation and it is time for another great conversation, a thick conversation, as we would like to say. Von J, another day closer to your first Black Pride and another day closer to your birthday tomorrow. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm excited for this conversation today. Yeah, and of course excited for my birthday tomorrow. So I'm ready for this conversation to be over. It's like, no.
Ha!
I'm ready to have this conversation, Kiki, have a good little time. And then it's gonna lead over into my, shenanigans before my birthday.
Yeah, you've definitely pushed the envelope with this outfit today. I just want the people to know if you're listening, you have to go to YouTube because I want you to see the visuals. The girls are out already. There was somebody tweeted today that they were at the airport in DC and they know it's gay pride because all they saw was gray sweatpants already. So Von J has already given the girls a corset moment and we have not stepped foot into the District of Columbia.
I
It's
want to
giving a
give
lot
the
of
girls a little
chocolate.
razzle dazzle, the
That's
all black
cute.
moment, pull the
That's
girls
cute.
up.
We haven't done back-to-back shows in a long time, so this is our first time doing a back-to-back. We just recorded with Xavier Entertainment on yesterday. We have a new guest tonight. How'd you feel about that conversation?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I think it was great. It was such a good conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed, like you said, he's a people person. So like it gave like I was just having a good kiki with somebody I just met at the bar and it was a good conversation. Like he was willing to like, open up, of course he's talked with you before, so he already has, have a
Yeah.
relationship already. So of course it's a little bit easier to talk to you. But it was fun. I enjoyed the conversation yesterday. What about you?
Of course I enjoyed it. It was a good time. Xavier's always a good time. I did not know that he had never had a gay app before. Like
Yeah. That was a shocker. Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't
Because
mad
how
at that.
I didn't ask him how old he was. That's what I wanted to ask him. But I
He
know
has
people
to be
don't want to
mid
say
to
the
late
age.
30s.
Yeah.
Has to be. No shade.
Yeah. Because I mean, you know how some people like grow up in a different era and it just be like, well, I'm not gonna conform to that. You know, I can meet people in person. Like before the social media stages, like if you was there, if you was like growing up before that, it's almost like I don't really need to.
Mm-hmm.
I already know how to talk to people, so I don't need to like be on those apps trying to talk to nobody. But that was
Right.
definitely something good to like hear from him. Maybe I need to stop get on the apps.
Well, if you stop getting on the apps, you wouldn't be the YN Wrangler anymore. So I don't know how that will work out.
I mean, I don't think I would not be the YA rank anymore. I think it
Okay.
might change the dynamic of how I get approached. But
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
I would still be who I
Mm.
am. Mm-hmm. Certified.
Okay, T
Thoroughbred.
moment. Well, nevertheless, we are here for another Road to DC episode. So I'm ready to get into the conversation. I'm ready to talk to this person. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not fanning out, but I don't think this person knows how much this means to me. Um, ooh, I'm not gonna explain that part yet because then it'll give away who it is. But as we do always, it's time for a toast. We have to always open our show with good graces. So what are you drinking? I think we just said a free for all tonight. We didn't make a drink per se. So
Yeah.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a lemon drop and I'm actually topping it off right now because I was drinking it before we started recording. But just a little lemon drop. I added a little cranberry ginger ale on top to give it a little fizz. She's
Okay,
cute. What about you?
that's
What are you
cute.
drinking? Just
I'm drinking
giving
good old
tonic.
ranch water.
And it looks like ranch water. Water that your mom poured out of actually that's water you got out of the kitchen sink.
It's good for you. It's just a little
Yes.
tequila, a little tonic, a little lime. Great for the soul. It tastes like water after like two, and then that's the dangerous part about it.
It's also kind of refreshing, Loki. Like if you drink it, it's like, oh, this is,
It
it's not
is. It,
heavy.
it
It's
really
like
is
a
refreshing.
light,
It's not heavy,
refreshing drink. Yeah,
and that's why I drink her.
but she also is dangerous.
Very much so. You would not realize how drunk you are until you're drunk, and then it's too late because it tastes like water. So you're just gonna keep drinking it, and it's like water, you know. But I
Trust me,
want to
I
say
know.
cheers to you, my best friend. Cheers to your last day of 31.
Oh, cheers to you. Cheers to the second episode of Road to Pride.
Yes. It tastes so good. Oh, that tastes so good. I used to be a tequila sunrise girly. Y'all gotta let all that juice go. In 2025. Let that juice go. Get you some tonic and lime and call it a moment. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say that for that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nobody's listening.
nevertheless, let's jump into who our guest is tonight. Um, our guest tonight is someone who I'm excited to chat with. I know you're excited to chat with, specifically because I have been a avid supporter of them for years. Many people that have followed me for years know that I like to provide looks for these events. I like to give the girls another viewpoint. There are corsets, there are trains, there are bows, there are boots, there are masks that you can see all over my Instagram to support this. But I've always wanted to know what's behind the dark rooms, the long lines, the edgy themes, the hot leather, the good conversations, the networking events that they have, and now they host game nights and they host different avenues of socialism. And I always wanted to know, like, who was behind it? What was the thoughts? How did it come about? What's the controversy? So nevertheless, our host tonight is from DV Events. His name is Micah. And so I want to welcome him to the stage and welcome to our consensual place, not our safe place.
Hey, hey, hey. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the stage. Welcome to Thick Talk Podcast. You are now a thickette because you have joined us on stage.
That's the cat. Yes.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. Super excited to hear about Vanjay's upcoming birthday. It is Taurus season. I fuck with Taurus. I'm married to one.
Oh.
Are you, Vanjay,
I'm not a Taurus.
you're a Gemini.
Oh my God.
Oh,
So I am Taurus Gemini
Oh.
cusp. Well, a lot of people don't think that I'm a Gemini when they meet me. But as you know,
it's that one twin that we're meeting right now.
yeah, it's I'm a cusp baby, so I give both qualities. So it's you probably would like me.
Well,
What is your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Oh yeah, I get along with Pisces.
I mean, we get along
Mhm.
very well. It's just that I've been in love with a Gemini before, baby.
Yeah. I don't
That makes sense.
recommend.
My big just hardly made it out of
I don't
that.
recommend. I don't
Well,
recommend.
the question would be, were they a June or May Gemini? That's a difference.
It is a difference.
May.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah. Maybe I had to go with running.
That's sad.
Oh,
Sorry to that man.
well, Vonjay, we might learn something new about the May Geminis tonight. I'm excited to hear.
We have a good rap. We have a good
Sanjay,
rap.
it's fine. I'm gonna claim your innocence.
Yeah, I'm very innocent. I like,
It's my fault the first time.
mhm.
Gemini, but
You have to give me a clean slate,
Yeah.
until I do something, and then you could, I'll let you be. Oh, this that sage? It's like,
right.
I was trying to tell y'all.
Be warned.
Right.
It's always a first. So before we dive into the episode, I do want to ask you, as we access today, what does Black Pride mean to you?
Black Pride to me is just time to be intentional about coming home. It feels like a homecoming almost. I love that it's held in every like major city around the country. So you can kind of like get your own very specific experience because the Black
Mhm.
experience in New York is not the same Black experience as Atlanta and certainly not, the same as DC. So
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
yeah, getting ready for, good old Chocolate City and the flair that they have for Black Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's like our time to be wholly ourselves as Black queer
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
It's time to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
Just be gay.
Black
It is
fun.
time for the Punk Olympics, as they would say.
Yes, Punk Olympics.
Are you sipping
But
anything
no.
tonight? Yes,
Right. I was about to ask the same thing.
We do a
Am I
toast.
sipping
Are
anything?
you sipping on anything? Water, probably.
I actually when y'all started when y'all named y'all drinks, I ran and grabbed a Sprite. But I just got back from LA over the weekend and
Okay.
there's everyday people there and I drank way too much. I had
Okay.
fun.
So you're trying to get yourself together for the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to get back in
Just a little
routine.
cleanse up until.
But this is it.
That's very mature of you because I'd have been like, I'll pour
Very.
one more.
Just one more.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to come, I'm sure. I mean, it's Black Pride weekend, so I've got
Yes.
a good, 3-4 days to get my liver together. So yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Vonjay had me drinking espresso martinis yesterday, and that kicked my ass last night. So
Yeah, put my girl out.
Ranch water it is
She
today.
can't hang. She can't hang.
It's a dangerous drink. You don't know how much liquor is in that because you're literally pouring coffee liqueur with tequila, with cream, with espresso. That combo just sounds like a science project going crazy.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
you're wired to stay awake. It's like some milk products up in there. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
But
good though.
hey, nevertheless, speaking of products and a lot of wiring, we do this to get all of our guests warmed up for the episode. I would love to take credit for this segment, but I got to give it to my co-host. So I'm gonna let him introduce this segment, and it should be fun.
Yes. Okay. So this segment is called "I Don't Think You're Ready for This Jelly." I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Basically, it's just a quick little this or that. We'll give you a couple of things, a little statements, and you just choose which one is, aligned with how you feel today.
Okay.
And you can explain further if you want to. If not, we'll just keep it going. But have about 8 in total, so prepare yourself.
Yeah.
First, we got L.A. or New York.
New York.
Of course, you live there, right?
That was too easy.
Atlanta or New York?
That's a hard one.
Mm.
Hockey, I'm gonna have to go Atlanta. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was raised in New York City, but this is G.A. Red Clay, born in Atlanta, and there is still no place like it as a Black queer person. I love New York. New York is, a city based off energy. They either fuck with you or they don't. But there's nowhere like
That's
Atlanta
true.
as a Black queer person to like really let down your hair. Uh, I would say you get in where you fit in, but honestly, like you can just be your full self because the full spectrum of Black queer exists in Atlanta. I can be an elitist, pretentious like butch queen if I want to be. I can also be
Yeah.
like good ghetto ratchet if I want to be.
Correct.
I can be whatever the fuck I want to be, and it all exists there. So
Yeah, it's spaces for every type of gay there. Like I
Mhm.
thoroughly enjoy Atlanta. Like every time we go, it's a good ghetto time. Like you just can't. Atlanta don't
Can't
miss.
help
I'm not.
yourself.
I'm Atlanta don't miss. It does
Yeah.
not.
And the niggas, I'm sorry, the niggas.
Oof.
I'm not out in the streets no more. Mama's married, but I still like to look. And I'm like, shit, you land in the airport. Niggas, beautiful nigga there.
Yeah.
Get to the gas station. Beautiful nigga
Everywhere.
there. Like,
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Ooh.
Oof.
I
Don't get
like
me
to call it
started.
the Wakanda of the gays. It's definitely Wakanda for the gays. That's what it is for me. It's
It
like
is.
superpowers down there. The girls never stop for COVID. They
I
have the
mean,
cure.
they had us down there in COVID. I got COVID
Well,
being in Atlanta on my
Yeah.
way home from Atlanta.
but you here today, you
I
strong.
am here to tell the story. Yeah.
I'm glad you had a strong friend that knew you had COVID before you knew you had COVID.
It's crazy. Like, so we end up driving to Atlanta because he lived in Charlotte. Well, he still lives in Charlotte, but at the time he lived in Charlotte for the first time or the second time, one or two. Anyway, we get to we are on our way back home at this point. Like, I've been safe. I've worn my mask. Like, I'm like in the club with a mask on. I'm like, I'm not messing with y'all. I'm not taking my mask off. He don't have a mask on. So we in the car, we riding, and we get to kikiing about something, and I coughed as I'm laughing. But I usually do a little. If I'm laughing hard, I might cough a little bit. He said, I know you ain't got COVID. I'm like, why would I have COVID? Like, I cough
I
all the
knew she
time when
had
I
it.
laugh. Baby,
I knew
I
she
got
had.
home, gave my mama COVID. It was just bad. It was all bad. She lost a job. It was terrible. Yes.
I knew she had COVID.
It was terrible, but I had to hold my girl down. So I kept my job. My job was good, but hers couldn't handle the whole COVID fiasco. But anyway, on to the next. Next, we got, are you a planner or do you like to go with the flow?
The flow with Pisces. Yeah. Whichever way
Makes
the
sense.
person is going, yes, I go with the flow.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the flow type of person too. The Leo in her, she just can't. She can't go with the flow. Sometimes she do, but a lot
From
of times
high.
it's giving. Oh, we're going here this time. Oh, what is it? Check the
Wonderlog. Check the Wonderlog. Check the notes. We have a whole note for this weekend. Each section we have, each party we got planned, it's in the notes. No questions asked.
They don't play.
Okay. I need to get a hand of the Wonderlog.
Yeah. Oh, the
When you go
Wonderlog.
on big
That's the
trips,
New
it
Orleans
do come in
thing.
handy. It does. It does come in
Yeah, it
handy.
just helps the carrots stay on track. So when, like my birthday trip, I don't got time for people to keep asking me what's next. Check the Wonderlog.
Mm,
It tells you what's next. Just check the window log.
Literally, we were in Atlanta. I mean, not Atlanta, New Orleans, and it was a lot of us. We go to Red Dress Run every year,
mm.
and
Oh,
everybody kept asking, "So what's next? What we doing next?" Check the wonder log.
check the window log.
I mean, it was like, dang, like we can't have conversation. Everybody like check the wonder log. That is
Okay.
crazy.
By the end of the trip, the girls were just saying, check the window log.
Check the wonder log.
I
Yeah,
love it.
just check
Y'all
it.
seen? I'm sure y'all seen Finding Nemo. Honestly, that's my attention span. Wherever the light is,
Wow.
I'm gonna go in. But I love the idea of the Wonder Log. Fuck
Mm.
yeah.
I might be a little bit like that. I ain't gonna claim it yet, but I think I might be a little bit like that. So next we're going latex or lace.
Mhm.
Mm. I
Yeah.
was not expecting that.
You thought it was gonna be more lace?
Hmm.
You know what's funny? Latex or lace? I mean, lace is fun. And it's definitely, has its sex appeal, but latex. I mean, you hear latex, and you just hear
Automatically
slap.
sex. Yeah.
You hear like a slap. You hear the smoothness of it, and I think about those them like BDSM kinks, where like yeah, it's just like latex it is.
Yeah.
I think of American Horror Story.
Mhm.
The latex man in the hotel.
But you come out alive, yes. Yeah.
Speaking of latex and lace, I do have to ask you, jockstrap or brief?
Jock strap or brief? Brief for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Are we gonna say body oil or candle wax?
Body oil.
Mm.
I'm always very well moisturized. Gotta be. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I do fuck with candle wax, but it's been a long time since I've experimented with candle wax. Yeah, a
Mm.
little stinging it's nice.
We was talking about the questions, and one of our team, our producers, she was like, "Body oil, candle wax. I don't get that." I said, "Girl, the candle wax is a kink with like a body oil thing." I said, "You got to
Mm,
get with the program. The wax drips down. It gives a whole moment."
A little
warm
warm
sensation.
sensation.
Yeah, and now they got the candles that turn into the oil, so when it drip on you, just rub it on in.
Mhm.
A lot of
Yes.
science there.
Mhm.
I will ask you this: Asian or Italian food?
I love how you specify food. Asian or Italian? Asian. And I mean, normally it would be Italian. Vietnamese and Thai food has been fucking hitting lately. Yeah, this
Mm.
I don't think I've
in New
had
York.
Vietnamese.
My God. Fish cheeks.
What do you get from the Thai place?
So they from the Thai place, they have this incredible, it's like a full baked fish that they do. And
Mm.
it's a place called Fish Cheeks. If y'all ever in New York, you gotta try it out. And it's actually like woman owned. And they're in Soho. They do incredible business. It's always packed. They also have this like what is that called when you don't cook something but it cooks very naturally in its own like a ceviche? They got a ceviche
Mm, yeah.
and a shrimp ceviche that is just amazing. And yeah, like everything is so fresh there, and at the same time, just like flavorful. And I like honestly, the Thai remind me of Black people because they season their food. Like you're going to taste it.
Yeah, I like a good Thai.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do. I
But
do
I be
love a good
getting
Thai
like
food.
I feel like we get the commercial stuff like drunken
Yeah.
noodles, pad thai,
Pineapple
like
rice.
pineapple fried rice. Like that's the stuff I've had.
Yeah.
I've never went as far as you. I'm gonna have to try this sister sheets.
I
Fish
ceviche,
sheet.
I haven't really got into ceviche. There's a place in Charlotte that does really good ceviche bowls. It's something about that, and I eat sushi down. It's something about a ceviche bowl that it ain't won me over just yet.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, come on to New York and try Fish Cheeks. My shameless plug of them.
Okay. I will actually this large party or intimate setting.
Large party or intimate setting. Um, Shit, they both have a very similar vibe, if you ask me.
Mm.
Both are very intimate, if you ask me. I feel like in a large party, I find myself and find my people, and then I'm still like in my own little world. Intimate setting, uh, definitely can be the same thing. You're in your own little world, but sometimes you like are more exposed or more, front and face and center than you want to be. And I love getting. Yeah, so I'm gonna say, I guess I'm gonna go with large party. Yeah. Yeah.
I was about to
Mhm.
say, I feel like a large party it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
The way
the
you broke
idea.
it down, I get it.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
the anonymity that comes with
Mhm.
getting lost in a large party. Yeah. You know,
Okay.
yeah, you get found when you want to be.
Yeah, less of a spotlight. Less of a, oh, there you go. More of a, where is he? Got you.
Yeah. Finding
Well,
me
thank
about.
you for playing your first round of I don't think you're ready for this jelly. We took it easy. We didn't give it too hard.
Thank you.
My mama can go far, so I tried to make sure I was in bounds before production get me.
You have to pull it back sometimes. She all right. It's all right.
Just saying. But in the words of my good friend from Petersburg, Virginia, my home city, Trey Songz would always tell us it's time to dive in. So let's discuss DV events. I think a lot of people want to really understand, like, I think you guys have been around for quite some time now, and people have an idea always of what deviant is. I think the one of the biggest things, I even when I hear people talking, they think they know what deviant is, like they think they know what deviant is, but they don't know what deviant is. So I want to allow you to first tell us what deviant is and how did it come about.
Yes. So funny enough, we started this conversation off talking about Black Pride, right? So Deviant is an organization that centers Black and Brown queer community. It is literally defined as those who are socially and sexually opposite of the mainstream society. And I, when I read that definition and came to understand it, I felt like socially we're Black or brown. So we're not white, which is like the majority demographic in this country that everything is based upon, whether it's considered beauty standards, health, services, just everything is fucking white. And so being socially opposite, got it, check. And then, of course, when we think about sexually opposite, we're queer, you know, and that's whether we are same gender loving, that's whether we are sometimes same gender loving, you know, sometimes we fucking on the fuck boy, sometimes we fucking on the fuck girl, whatever the case may be, we're different from the norm. Even if we're just doing relationships differently, we're non-monogamous, like whatever the case may be, I felt that owning this language of deviant was an opportunity for us to take away the power for language that could otherwise be weaponized against us for being different. And so, yeah, like that's how the name came about. Even more, you know, history behind it. It actually was uh, a lesson that we had to practice when I was in sociology class, a gender and queer identities class in college. Our professor told us to, on this project called Deviant, to go out into the world and just do something obscure and different. She said, you know, and then come back and write about it. So, as an example, she said, you know, go into the cafeteria and instead of sitting at a table, sit on the ground and eat your lunch. You know, when you get on the elevator, you know, everybody's facing the door, face everybody else, face the back. And, you know, and in those uncomfortable moments, really internalize how you feel, how people treat you, how people, you know, do they try to police you and sanction you to behave as everyone else, or, you know, stop being different, stop being weird. And it was such an enlightening project that it always sort of stayed with me. And I fuck with Mara Ryan, who was my professor back at Georgia State University, for giving us that project. But yeah, it was very enlightening. I will say also that, like, in college and navigating the world as a Black gay boy at the time, um, I was so used to hiding parts of myself, hiding my Blackness, hiding my queerness. And so having this project that told us to like lean in and then, you know, taught us that, you know, that is what it means to be a queer person, an identity, in reality. I was like, damn. So when I got the opportunity to name an organization that was going to be, you know, for us, by us, about us, there was Deviant. Um, and yeah, so Deviant is like well known, or most known, I think, for these signature parties. That is a brave space. That is our opportunity to really, like, you know, own our identities like fully, you know, rid ourselves of shame. Deviant was born in 2019. This is during the first administration under Cheeto. And literally, uh, I remember thinking to myself, like, being traumatized every fucking day with a new news headline. I felt that our community was being robbed of
Yeah.
the opportunity to like really tap into our innovation, our creativity. Like, we are cultural curators. Like, the Black queer community, like, we
Yeah.
we are those girls. Like we, when you think about,
Always leading the pack. Always.
I mean, you think about Housewives, you think about the Braxtons, like there's a gay boy back there. So Beyonce, there's a gay uncle, Uncle Charlie.
Mhm.
Yes, like there's always a black gay somewhere. And I felt in this time, if we were stuck in survival mode, we are robbing ourselves and the world of so much creativity and innovation. And so I said, you know what? If only for 4 or 5 hours, we need the opportunity to be wholly ourselves and be free. And it doesn't look like just, another party with sections where we're being pretentious or being standoffish. It looks like us walking into a space, very intentionally being brave, ridding ourselves of the bullshit, wearing our skin out, and dancing our asses off till we sweat. Because, in therapy, I
Now
also learned,
that you will do at a deviant party. I've done it numerous times. Feet
yes,
hurting and all in my
yes,
4-inch boots.
yes, yes. And there's something
Hey.
magical and very rebellious about
Yeah.
being in a space among people of your same experience and just shake it. Like, just fucking like letting it out, you know? Um, and so, yeah, like we're most famous and well known for our signature party because it is a brave space, but we're not only our signature party. Hence some of those other programs you named, like Courageous Conversations, where it's like a town hall event and we literally just pass the mic around and let community talk about a specific subject matter. Of course, game night where, niggas actually come together and we're playing Jenga and we're playing Uno. And if you didn't come there with friends already, you're now leaving with new friends. These are all just like opportunities at community that we feel are just so important and necessary for us to form connections that are really going to help us through perilous times. And so, funny enough,
Yeah, definitely.
funny enough, even now, and I'm sorry for being long-winded,
You're
we've
fine.
we've launched our nonprofit called Counterculture, and Counterculture does the same thing as Deviant in galvanizing Black queer community, but outside of nightlife, just because we really feel the need for meaningful connection too. Like people need to be able to like actually hear each other and not be like
That's true.
screaming over the music.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be able to see each other in light like this and like be like, oh, okay, I actually do remember you
Yeah.
yesterday. I wasn't too drunk or high. You know, it wasn't the strobing light over you. I'm not mistaken. Like we need these connections. Like who going to teach the new gays how to properly bottom? Who going to,
Oh,
you
ain't
know,
that it?
who's going to teach
Ain't that
the,
it?
yeah, like it's each one teach one.
No,
And
seriously, those are real. Those are real things that need to be talked
Yeah,
about.
because some girls, we started off with water bottles. We didn't know the
Baby,
difference. We didn't know what to
started off
do.
hardcore.
I
Very
still,
much.
I still want to know how the fuck they did it back in the 80s and 90s. Did they have dishes back then or were they just,
But yeah, the girls was still in the bags back then. That's where them bags came from. I can't do them bags though.
what bags?
I can't do the hanging colon bags. You ever
Okay.
seen the red bags the girls use?
Uh-uh.
Been hanging in the shower. It took a
Yeah,
shower.
you never seen the red hanging bag?
I'm learning something new right now.
Yeah, so they were like fleets, but they are bag. They fill them up with water, and it hangs in the shower, and it's a long tube, and the tube has a nozzle on the end, and you use that to fleet.
Oh,
Now, I never been a fan of this because I don't understand how the girls will fleet in the shower, but hey, that's their thing.
that
It's
sounds like
some of the bag is just intimidating. It's a big well, they
yeah.
got black ones now, but they used to be red. It just
Bright
I remember one
red.
of my friends, I ain't gonna say the name, shout. We went out of town one time, and I was like, "Oh, girl, I'm a boy that likes to fleet anytime I go out because we like to smoke hookah. And if you smoke hookah, that hookah will get you stirred up. When you want to feel free and light." So my friend was like, "Oh, I gotta go first," and she left her bag in there, and I said, "Girl, what the hell is this? I've only seen these in the hospital. This is a hospital thing." She's like, "No, girl, this is what we use." I said,
Yeah, it sounds like an IV drip the way you described it. Like, wait.
That's what
"Oh,
it looks
trust
like.
me. I'll make sure I give you a picture after we are done with this because you're gonna gag." I'm sure you've seen it before, but never paid attention to it because I didn't until I
No,
said, "I'm like,
if he's seen it, he will pay attention to it because it would be like, "Oh, what
yeah,
is this?" Like, yeah, it's one of
yeah,
those. If you never seen it, when you see it, you'll be like, "What's that?"
Okay.
hmm
yeah." I'm a classic Fleet bottle. I actually tried to get a bulb off of Amazon. I don't like them. Just give me the clear. I need to see inside. I need to make sure we're right and we're ready.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm
So
proud.
teach the girls.
Yeah, we got each one teach one. Each one teach one.
Definitely. Every time.
I mean, look at this government is looking to cut services and, cut things very particularly to our community every fucking day. So unless we know where to get our doxy pep and get our prep, the girl's gonna be out here hurting. And so it's meaningful connections. Like it's up to us to take care of each other, take care of ourselves.
Agreed. I'm glad you brought up a good point. You brought up like just the whole curating the space. I do want to ask you this, like, what made you take on the task of saying, I would love to curate a sex positive space? Specifically like for Black queer community, I think, because I feel like in the last, I'm 30 almost. And I feel like since I started in the scene 10 years ago, it has totally changed. Like you have content creator now, 10, 15 years ago, it was porn. Now it's content creation. Now it's a lot more liberal. It's a lot more things of sniffies and cruising, and it just has totally evolved. So, like, what made you say, okay, let's also curate the space that's sex positive, and how the hell do you keep up? Because it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So going back to my studies in college, when I was taking queer identities classes and gender studies classes, they had these coined terms that we had to study. They have now, like in recent times, become very popular. One of them are sex positive, another is body positive, another is harm reduction. So sex positivity, I think people would definitely hear the term and completely misconstrue it, like we're thinking like, oh, promiscuity just means we're going to be positive about how much we have sex, and we just going to have sex, and to a degree, sure, like it's non-judgmental. It is about exploration and yes, finding out what works for you, kinks. But sex positivity is also social responsibility. It's also consent. It's also
Yeah.
health. And a lot of people miss those parts. They think, oh, sex positive, that means I'm just going to like be out here, trying to have sex with whomever. And they're doing unconsenting shit. And it's like, wait, did you ask my permission before you touch me? Like my nigga. And this hence why I said brief today versus, a thong, because excuse me, was it no a jock strap, because I be wearing my jock strap sometimes, and niggas don't know how to open their mouth and ask before they trying to grab. And I like to give a girl from what's that, Star and Look
Yeah.
look it up,
Yeah.
LBT. But yeah, and I may just like women may want to wear something sexy, like we may want to wear our ass out and my titties out, but that don't mean it's for you to grab me. And I think that niggas in general, regardless of sexuality, need to learn that. And so, yes,
Agree.
to answer the second part of that, it is tasking to like educate a community of majority men, men, regardless of sexuality. It is tasking to like educate folks on like consent and being like, yo, like, no, like, yes, this is a sexy space, and like it's intentionally sexy because niggas are sexy. Like I'm sorry, like we are different than our white counterparts.
Yes, we are.
Body. We got
Yes.
body, and it's fucking incredible to walk into a space and see Black and brown bodies, and we still have got to like practice self-control, both self-respect and certainly respect for one another, when navigating sexy. And yeah, and even the whole idea of like social responsibility, like, when's the last time we got our sexual health checkups? If I know I'm about to, explore the kink of hooking up with, many different people tonight, maybe I want to be a cum dump. Did you make sure that you're not there passing on something to a whole bunch of other people?
Exactly.
Did you take your doxy pep going in
Yeah.
so that you're not contracting STIs tonight? Did you take your, your prep before going in so that you're not catching
Yeah.
HIV tonight? All those different things. Like it is okay to, learn kinks and navigate learning what works for you and what does not. But there's a way to go about doing it so that we're not harming ourselves and we're not harming our community. And that part, I think, is taxing just a tad.
Mm-hmm.
This opportunity to actually talk about it, people get it, but I don't always have the opportunity to talk about it. So, yeah.
It makes sense. Now, before I pass the torch to Von J, I do want to get this question out there because, Deviant, you may not know, we have I specifically had a very tussle with Deviant for a long time. If for those who are listening, and this may be your first time watching Thique Talk podcast, we were founded because it was actually 5 of us. We were all of the bigger diaspora. And I know my fans love when I say diaspora, baby. I don't know why the girls love when I say that word. Um, but no, seriously, when Deviant first came out, I remember going to a Deviant party. I think it was like MLK weekend 2021. And the theme was, I want to say the theme was leather or black, something like that. And it was cool. But I sat in and I said, where is the representation? Right. And I remember telling my friends, like, okay, I like Deviant, I like what they're doing, but the girls are trying me because we came dressed and I didn't see it, right? And so I remember messaging Deviant. I can't remember what I said, but immediately started seeing the efforts of inclusion. And I say all of that to say, because I've been to probably about 7 Deviant events now, and I commit every time. A lot of people want to know, how do you manage inclusion of all body sizes, shapes, tones, complexions? How do you all manage that, and how do you figure out what's important, what's not important, and what should we and not listen to?
Yeah, it's tough for one, just because just as you've stated, there's so many varying and equally beautiful, valuable, worthy bodies within our community.
Yeah.
Um, and that's, shapes, sizes, colors, and even I'll go as far as to even say like gender identities, right? Like we try to do a job of making certain to be also inclusive of our trans sisters. And we just have to be. I'm not going to profess or sit on here and talk like we got it together and it's all perfect and it's all right and everybody else is wrong. No, like we are literally trying to get better and do better every day. We definitely see the calls. We've seen the calls online. I'm a sensitive ass Pisces, so I've had to learn to stay my ass offline because I was definitely given Nicki Minaj at one point in time. I'm blocked by Nicki Minaj. So I'm saying her because when I would
Wait.
see, there was definitely a point in time where I was acting like her online and just like see something that I was offended at and I was block, 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 block. And I called it protecting my peace. I later learned through therapy that's just avoidance. It's not protecting my peace. I'm now arrived at a place where I am very much open to criticism. And I think that it's up to all of us when it comes to deviant as a community. I think that like when we have folks of different body types, it's up to us to say, "Hey, I would like to be on your next, a part of your next photo shoot." Because I'm gonna tell you what happens sometimes. We like reach out to folks and they're like, "Oh no, my body's not ready yet," and we're like, "What? We're a body positive organization. Your body's perfect as it is. We just would love for you to come and just like represent." And folks are like, "Oh no, 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 I'm not ready yet." And I know, it's body positive. I come to Deviant all the time, and I love y'all. We ask them right in the parties sometimes, and that's the response. And so it's really a team sort of project. The one thing I love about Deviant like the most is that it's not it's nobody's ego project. It's not, Micah Marquez Productions. No, it's
Right.
community. This is a place for our community. And so we create together. The typically your staff, your host, your DJs, your photographers, your videographers, all them people are Black and queer, as well as our models. I think that's one of the things that excites me about Deviant when we do our photo shoots for our ads is like, it reminds me of Jet Magazine. How you used to be as a young Black person and see a Black person on
Yeah, definitely.
I love that we're like looking at ads and it's like Black queer people that we may or may not know, but like we know they're Black and
Yeah.
queer. I love that opportunity exists for representation, and we know and recognize we need to push it more. I'll say this, while I'm the heart of the organization, there is, I don't run it alone. There is the head as well. And that's just the logical thinkers that are, while I push them and I'm like, hey, like, body positivity is literally one of our core values. That's our second core value. We need to be, continuously be inclusive. One of the things they say back to me is like, hey, and literally what's been done to me is they come and they say, okay, look at this image. You see how many shares and likes it got? Now look at this image. You see how many shares and likes this got? This equals ticket sales. This equals the word getting around. If this is not performing, then we can't do it as much. And that's the kind of the talk too that
Mm.
gets done, on the back end.
So I will say, what you saying that have you all ever had a moment where you feel like, damn, we missed that moment or we failed that moment?
Fuck yeah. We had this beautiful, beautiful pride photo shoot years ago. And I loved it. It was aesthetically beautiful. Black men in different colored do-rags. And I mean the
I know
talking,
exactly what you talk about.
gorgeous ad. And I remember I didn't direct it myself. And I went to my counterpart who directed it, and I had to give him his kudos because I'm like, oh, the messaging here is wonderful. And I looked at it and I was like, hey, and at the same time, I know your type. You literally casted your type throughout this entire thing. And in doing such, you completely left out like, other parts of our community. There's nobody, Latin in this. There's nobody of a bigger body in this. There's nobody trans in this. And I remember it was kind of one of those double-edged sword moments. You ever like your parent ever tell you like, yo, I'm really proud of you. And at the
Yeah.
same time, like, yo, do better.
Mhm.
And you be like, wanna be excited, be like, fuck, I feel like I let you down again. Like it was one of those really
Yeah.
hard, tough moments in telling somebody that they did a great job and, raise their consciousness to make sure that you're like, taking off our blinders. We got it. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. We all have blinders. And again, I think, it's a each one teach one thing. We gotta, even at Deviant, we've got to continue like consciously taking off our blinders, being inclusive, reaching out to the right folks to make certain we got like, you know, yeah, inclusion in every area. I would love to even see, and we've done it up here several times in New York. New York, I mean, if y'all looking for inclusion, New York is the place to be.
Always.
Yeah. But yeah, like we've had like dancers of different body types and sizes. We've had like trans men dance, and and
Yeah.
DJs. We've had like trans women DJs. Like this, New York definitely gives that vibe of uh, the more inclusive body aesthetic, as well as just like
Yeah.
queer identities. I will say DC, Atlanta, they are, I would say, more gay communities in the sense
Mm-hmm.
of versus queer in the sense of it's very like cis male in those places. Whereas like New York and LA, you're gonna run into more queer identity, more
Yeah,
like
New York give that all day. I love New York. Like even when you see people dating in New York, you're like, it's so different. Like I love when they do those little street interviews and they kind of ask people how they met and stuff. Like seeing the gay couples, I'm like, and they look nothing alike, y'all. Can the South start taking a lesson? Can the South please take a lesson? The girls in New York are living good. They're walking around with their peacoats in the wintertime, cute apartment, and one girl may be Latin and 250 pounds with a black man that's 180 pounds bodybuilding, and it's a match. Or it could be two femmes. Like I'm so ready for the South to let it fucking go. But
yes.
I'm not gonna talk because I know Vaughn has some questions, so I need to
Yes.
shut the hell up.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I think next. Speaking of that, like you having that little misconception, T-Nail, about the whole, you're not getting posted. Michael, what do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions of Deviant?
Oh my God, there's so many. But no, but I think that one of the biggest misconceptions of Deviant, I'll start at the top and saying, people thinking that we're just a party. We're really like for lack of better words, we're really on this like mission of solving for health inequities in our communities. Like there are outside of HIV, which the health community consistently tries to push on us and our Black queer identities. There's also depression. There's also overdose now. Um, there's also alarming rates of STIs. I actually got to advise the CDC on how to roll out DoxyPep, when it was finally being legalized here, particularly because I've been going to Mexico and getting my Doxy for 10 plus years. So I'm like, about fucking time. And if y'all want this shit to work for us, this is how you got to do it. Um, but yeah, we're really on a mission for happier, healthier, fuller lives for Black queer community. And so like while we are focused, yes, on making certain everybody has the time of their life, we're also making certain that everyone is, waking up and living the next day and hopefully better, more equipped, more knowledgeable, more resourced than they were when they walked through those doors. Um, And so I think that that's often a common misconception. People are like, oh, I don't want to take a 2-question survey coming in the door. And we're like,
Right.
bitch, we kind of need to know, like, are you already taking some type of HIV medication? It's just yes or no. God damn it.
Just a quick question.
Yeah,
Yes, no,
No,
maybe
that is
so.
definitely the truth. I think it's just all in perception. It's all in, how we have to be comfortable enough to know that we're having sex. Like
Yeah.
and we need to protect ourselves. I think a lot of times, especially those people who are not as comfortable with their sexuality, when it comes to going to the doctor, getting doxy prep or getting your prep, it's like you have to be okay with knowing that people know that you have sex. Let's start.
Yeah.
People know that you have sex. It's not a
Yeah.
shame. You're a grown adult. It happens. So now let's make sure you're protected through sex so you can have a good time. I think that'd be a lot of the girls' problem, especially my church girls. I'm a church girl at heart always. And it's like, girl, it ain't no secret, girl. Go get that doxy prep and that prep. We know you fucking that pastor. It's okay. But
Yeah,
get protected.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, but just in Black community in general, I feel like sex has always been a taboo topic. It's just not, Black and browns. I feel like we don't talk about it. It's just something you just turn 18 and you wind up pregnant, and you like
And it's so
pregnant
crazy.
out of nowhere. That's because you're not knowledgeable. You're not getting the information that you need.
Yeah.
Your parents are not being transparent with you about sex. And it happens a lot,
Mhm.
especially like in smaller towns where I'm from. Like I've seen it happen
Where you
multiple
from?
times, like smaller town in Virginia. Like, even I was at a graduation today, and for one of my little cousins, some of my classmates' kids was in those classes, and I'm like,
Wow.
that's like, I graduated maybe like 14 years ago. So like that means y'all are literally 14, right out of high school. Your mom's having babies. So it's just like, I feel like just because of where we are, where we grew up, a lot of parents are not really talking about sex with their like kids. So it's just a big taboo, whole topic.
Yeah, we gotta undo the stigma, rid ourselves of the shame, because it really damages us in so many ways. And you think about us as queer people, like our sex isn't even like mainstream. And so, oftentimes you throw the Bible on our head. So now we feeling bad about who we are and how we living. And by the time we go out to have sex and do what we actually want to do, we done had to get drunk and high to make ourselves feel better. We don't know who we done slept with or what we done did. And now we walk away not even wanting to go to the clinic because we don't want to go, we don't know. By the time we fucking find out,
Right.
we done contracted something that was avoidable.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we gotta, if we could just go in that experience confidently.
Yeah.
You know what? I am proudly proclaiming myself a slut, which I think is this language from Samaria at the slut walk. I think slut is just all about body autonomy. I own my body. Nobody gets to
I
tell
do
me
what I
what
want to
to
do.
do. It doesn't
That's
mean I'm
cute.
fuck yeah. Like when I tell you I fuck with Black women, so I feel like Black women and Black queer community, we have so much in common because society tries to police us so much. And so our ways of breaking out, I think we like I said, we kind of inspire each other. Anyways, yeah, if we could take on that language, yeah, I'm a slut, and I'm figuring out what I want to do. And you know what? Instead of having a drink tonight, I'm gonna have a Sprite, and I'm gonna have a fucking Cialis because I feel like top of the night, and I'm about to see what I can do with this dick, and whatever. But like, if we could navigate our sex in those ways confidently,
Yeah.
and God forbid we could communicate to our partners honesty and be like, yo, I'm actually not in love with you. I'm not looking for that right now. I'm just looking to bust
Yeah.
down. I'm
Okay. Just
we're
honest.
in a self-discovery phase. And now we're like navigating non-monogamy in an ethical way, ethical non-monogamy. Like if we're doing things like that.
Yeah, and I got to go to a class for that. Now I got to learn what that is now. See, y'all just throwing stuff out the ethical. See, I don't eat or drink nothing I can't spell. See, that's the problem. Ethical, not ethical, we'll talk to Lamont about that next time. I got to get on that one.
Yeah. He got to go a little deeper into that one.
But I'm glad you brought up the word slut, because one of the questions I know we had was, have you ever had a moment at your parties where you had to pull a girl to the side and say, baby, this isn't your OnlyFans audition?
No, and I wouldn't do that, because if somebody wants to go to fuck off, it's a non-judgmental space, and I'm gonna be like, go off, mama. you know, now if they, as long as they don't seem out of it. Now if they seem out of it, baby, you can't keep their eyes open or something. Then I'm like, okay, you need some water. Come get some water, baby. That's what you need. But if
Yeah.
we definitely have a lot of the OnlyFans community at Deviant, you know, and baby, they turn up the fucking dark room, and I'm like, yo, more power to you. Fuck yeah. I also want to note that I got to take my hat off to organizers and organizations that came before us. Like Deviant is wholly inspired. So I was a teenager in college in Atlanta, and you know I used to go to 708. And 708 had a dark room, and I used to be nervous as fuck walking in the door of 708 because I was just like, oh my god, like you know I'm a new baby gay, and you know, and it's like a ratchet place, and it was ratchet as fuck. And it, you know, but it had a dark room, and it was a space where if I wanted to go there, I could, but I could also stay on the dance floor and, you know, chaparral where we used to dance and just like till we sweat. And now, yeah, even when we do a counterculture, like bringing niggas back to the park to touch grass, but like back in the day in Atlanta, every Sunday the gays would gather at Piedmont Park, and it's a big ass park, and we would have our different friend groups, and we would walk the fucking park. And so I just feel like I also have to just like give a nod and ode to whoever was organizing back then because they inspired everything that we're doing right now. I think we're just doing it with language behind it now. We're doing it with like, you know, I guess literal marketing. We're like giving the language, telling you about what the event's going to look like. Then you're experiencing it, and as you're experiencing it, you're getting more language, things to take home. And so I think that like we have been intentional in that way. But yeah, I don't know where the ball started dropping, and we started replicating straight nightlife and being in section, wearing labels and staying away from each other. And then I don't know when that shit started happening, but I'm so glad that it's breaking and we're like back in each other's spaces. Like, yes.
Don't shade the sections, Micah. I like you. Don't shade the sections. I'm a section girly. I
Okay.
live for comfort.
Yes.
I was gonna say it's
Some
more
of
for
us-
comfort. It's not necessarily
Yeah.
to be segregated from the people. It's more
Yeah.
like, girl, I got on the little 4-inch little boot, honey. I need to sit down for a minute.
And I ain't got time to wait in no long line for an hour. No,
I think
ma'am.
that's also what it is too. Like the
It's
actual getting
convenience.
in fast. We get there, y'all come get us and take us to where we need to go.
Some of these people be holding them lines up outside for no reason. I done got in this club and y'all got all this wrong. Girl, take me to my table, please.
And that's a frustration of mine too. I hate holding a line. And I will say, Micah comes from a place of always thinking about, again, who I was and what my experience was when I was in college. Baby, I ain't have money for a section. I ain't have $500 for a bottle. And I still wanted to be around my community. I think that's my biggest gripe with section culture is just like the price tag on it. Like, my nigga, like I want to be able to be with my people, and I may not have a 6-figure job right now. Does that make me any like less worthy to like be in the room? And then and you know what? Let me just say this. There are people that I love that like love sex and do section parties. And so this is not a gripe to them.
Right.
It's just this is a personal gripe. This is Micah talking, not Deviant, okay?
Yeah.
But the whole idea of like elevating certain people in a section, like it's very classist and elitist in like that's how I experience it because I used to be a broke little nigga in college, and I used to be like, God damn, like I wish I could. And keep in mind, you know, even a part of the reason we take our clothes off in Deviant is because college Michael used to take his shirt off because I didn't have the money to buy the next new this, the next new that, and I still needed to shake. I still was disowned.
We also didn't have Shein and Fashion Nova back then either. Life would have been a lot easier if I could have went on Shein in college. That $50 would have lasted a long way, girl. What?
Very true.
I'm in G'd up for homecoming, child, please.
Hello.
But that's an interesting take. We had a promoter on last night. We talked about sections a little bit, and I as well hear your sentiments because he talked about affordability and there's a place for everybody. And I think the important part to it, it's a place for everybody. And I will say I was a broke girl at one time at all these parties, and I used to say, "Oh, I want to be in that section." So I do think that on the opposite side, it made me want to work, and that's because
Aspirational.
these kids, some of these young girls nowadays are really lazy, and
I
they think everything should be given to them. So, girl, you need to work hard to sit up here.
Yes.
No
Nobody
shame.
wants to work anymore. Kim K.
Some of the
Nobody
girls
wants
don't
to
want
work.
Very
to work.
elitist.
Yeah, yeah,
Very elitist.
It's
yeah.
I
call it what
think,
you want.
and I was gonna say, I don't want to, shade my DC girls because I'm a DC girl at heart. But, that's kind of where I get it from as well. Like, I feel like being in DC and growing up, like, in my uh young adult years, like, so after college, I moved to DC and, like, I navigated that culture and starting to
Yeah.
understand and be around people that give the first question is, "Oh, where do you work?" Like, it's like, what do you do for work is the first question. That's crazy. Like, I'm glad I got a good job because y'all got me in here. Like, what if I said I worked at
I
Walmart?
hate when the
And
girls do that.
I
I
would feel
hate when the
bad.
girls do
Like,
that.
but I don't do stuff like that. But the whole, the mentality of, oh yes, let's do the section, girl. It's only a couple $100. Let's
But
do it.
every city has that. Every city has a thing. 'Cause I always tell the girls it's not fair. We call out DC for saying where you work because the girls in Atlanta say who you know. The girls in Atlanta are the Atlanta girls is who you know. If you don't know the right bitch, you're not getting a cut in that line. You're not getting the best service. You might not get a bottle. They go treat you. It's who you know, and we've heard it time and time again, even from people like Keith Lee on the straight side or different food critics and stuff. If you go to restaurants and they be like, "Well, we don't have any seating." Like Atlanta's a who you know city. DC is a what you make city. Texas, y'all starting to mold Houston. Houston started to be one of those cities. I just think every city has a thing. Do I think those things are right? No. I'm a girl that I'm gonna speak to you in the club regardless. You probably don't want to speak back to me, but I'm gonna speak because you look good. I love me a Butch Queen down. So if I say Butch Queen down, I'm going to probably going to kiss you by the end of the night. Can't wait to do it this weekend. Actually, but you know, I don't know. I think it just depends on a person. I think we're not. If you get in that section and you look down at people, there's a difference. And then if you like us, girl, you look in our section, bitch. Our feet kicked up. We like, woo! I'd be right back on the dance floor. We will be right back for one more line dance. Give me 1 second, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we be giving.
And to what y'all are saying, how many other times in our like Black queer experience are we made to qualify ourselves, like when we're in the Black space, we got to qualify that we can defend ourselves and that we're man enough. When we're in a queer space, we got to qualify ourselves that we're not threatening, and we actually like Gaga too. Goddamn, we want to listen to a little
Right.
Katie, and so I think that it's just the idea of qualifiers, which is why, back to your question about inclusion, like we gotta like rid ourselves of qualifiers. Like everybody should feel, if it's about community, it should feel like the full community can be here. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Speaking of community, just to lighten the conversation as we're coming to some final questions. Deviant, I've been following y'all a long time. Y'all have had some amazing models from any part of the body, skin complexion. I just know like one of my favorite models, I'm gonna just say baby Lariah, that
I was
chocolate
gonna say I
skin.
can answer it for you.
That chocolate skin on them pictures, bitch. You slay every time, sir. But it's been quite a few. It's him, it's oh my God, what is that guy's name? Shit, I just lost it. He has a beautiful physique, beautiful butt. I'm an ass guy too. And
Mm.
so I want to ask you, who's been your favorite model or what's been your favorite ad that y'all have done?
I don't know. That's really a hard one. But, like Lariah is one of my best friends, so I'm going to just lean into that bias and say Lariah too.
Any favorite ads or favorite themes that you like? This photo shoot 8. I would never forget this.
I mean, I'm gonna go with the current one, Glow in DC. Blow in DC. That is, named after Beyonce's song Blow. It has this glow in the dark. That ad, I was not a part of it. I was not there taping or choosing models. But baby, that video that's out right now, fucking 8. And that's King David in Atlanta, and Michael Otule.
Yeah.
And they are moving. The chocolate is moving. The light is moving over their chocolate bodies, and you see some
Okay.
ads. You see all the things, and I'm just like, this is exciting. So I love that. yeah, I love being surprised by Deviant as well. Like I love when the ads drop and I'd be like, oh shit, I was asked to collaborate. Yes, I but yeah, no, so I mean this one coming up is super exciting. I
Mhm.
also really what comes to mind, I really loved 2 years ago when Beyonce dropped Renaissance and we did like a Renaissance themed party and there was fuck what is her name? Julie in Atlanta. She's a
I was
trans
about to say
girl.
that was Atlanta. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mhm. And
Uh-huh.
she was wearing
Yeah.
like, this reflective dress. Sickening. Like it was, I think, and Julie's just fucking
Yeah.
beautiful. I tell her every time I see her, I'm like, God damn it, girl, you're beautiful. But yeah, she ate on the ad, and then get the guy's name, but in that same campaign, there was like this silver reflective brief on a guy that was just like incredibly hot too. Yeah, we gonna have to go back.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. What's one kink that people think that you embody or that you enjoy that's actually nothing you like?
Probably just because well, let me start by saying I actually really do enjoy kinks. I am versed in some things involving BDSM, and I want to get back into that with my husband. Get back into experimenting and finding. I love the self exploration that comes with kink exploration and BDSM. I love that you like are testing boundaries and testing trust and how far can we go. I love that. But I would say generally, people assume that I have a lot of sexual partners, and I'm very fucking particular because I'm a sensitive Pisces. I'm an energy person. Like I don't care how much I find you physically attractive. If you come into my space and your spirit ain't right, I can feel that shit, and I'd be like, this ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I'm also sort of sapiosexual, so I need to have a conversation and a connection before. That's typically what intrigues me to want to fuck somebody. Um, which right now I'm completely monogamous anyway, but even when I was single, um, like that was the misconception. Like I would, go to hook up with somebody and they would be like incredibly too rough. And I'd be like, whoa, 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 I don't even know you like that. And if you slap my ass this hard again, like I might turn around and fight you. Like, but yeah, I think that just like I have a need for connection, especially in sex. And then, I mean, look, after the connection is formed, baby, we can explore. We can go, this is our world now. We do what we want in it. Um, but yeah, I think that that's been a common misconception about my sexuality personally. Yeah. The kid.
I can see that you're a gorgeous man. People probably would assume that all the time. Like, oh, he has one in different cities, every area, a different hoe in every area code. Von J, any question?
No, I feel like it's time to hop into the thick quest.
I think so. Wait, I'm sorry, dude. That wouldn't be fair if I didn't ask this question. What is next for Deviant? I know you guys are doing like your whole rodeo tour. You're getting ready for Prods, but what is something new that you can share, or what are you guys thinking about trying?
So what's newest for us right now is our nonprofit, so counterculture, really galvanizing community again outside of nightlife. Deviant itself, I think folks know the signature party brand well. They know the game nights well. All those things that are like at a bar, at a club, um, those things are going to just grow. They're going to get even more massive this year, particularly around Pride. We're about to really start hitting y'all with production. So you just get ready. This whole Pride season, y'all get, bubbles blowing up your nose. It's because y'all, it's time. It's time.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's given
Woo.
exponential time. Like, so like, I think the allure of the experience that is black and brown and queer and brave, like that is there and will always be there, but we're ready to go to that next level in our nightlife space. And actually, like I've been like tapped out of it. Like they told me to go and found the nonprofit and bring her up. And so
Got
like
you.
I'm really enjoying like creating this park event called BYOB, Bring Your Own Vibes. I love it. You know, we did our very first round of it in our 4 flagship cities. 200 people in LA on the first one, 500 in Atlanta, 300 in New York. And it's just such a, daytime experience. I love that it also invites the whole community. So like the whole alphabet, L, the G, the
Yeah.
B, everybody's fucking there because it's not nightlife.
Right.
Nightlife are really sacred spaces for our communities to like let go and be free and be sexual and just like, yeah, find what we're looking for. But during the day, we can like really connect and just like chill and be together. And I love that. Like I've already noted that, I love Black women, but like I really fuck with Black lesbians. Like they've been teaching me how to dress a little bit, teaching me how to like center myself a little bit, and just like therapy and meditation. Like Black lesbians are really
Nice.
they're tea.
Yeah, they be in tune with themselves for sure. Like,
Well, Micah, I'm glad you have joined us. But we cannot let you go without doing one more fun thing because it seems like you know body types really well. You know people really well. We are going to play a game a little bit tonight. We're going to display a body part or a body. It is our job. I don't know who these people are. Vaughn doesn't know who these people are. It is our job to guess who these people are by these body types. So production has loaded us up, and best of luck to all of you.
hmm,
I mean, that's a shoulder and an ass.
who
Right
is it?
there. Who is it?
Yeah, you gotta guess who
Mhm.
it is. Got about 5 seconds, I think.
Oh, I don't know that tattoo.
Who do you think it is?
Wanna know how you get that ass? Oh, and okay, Excel. Can I tell y'all a little story about this person real quick?
I'm open.
Okay, Excel. We've had a conversation. Incredible and incredibly intelligent man. Um, talk about sex positivity. He's a great person to talk to about sex positivity. We actually talked about sex work, and I just really love his spirit. We were meaning to work together, and lost contact, but love Excel. Yeah.
Me too. One of my favorite. Dog Pound USA. Who is it?
Raheem Forehead.
Definitely Raheem.
That's my homie.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Gotta be Uncle Raheem. Has to be. Let's see. Was he right? Okay, perfect. And you had the pleasure of interviewing Raheem on your podcast when
Mhm.
you guys were doing. I enjoyed that episode.
Thank you. Yeah, he's really dope. I love Raheem. We got other projects we're working on together right now too. So super excited.
Okay. Let's
Right
see
there.
who's next on this ballot. Ooh, Lil Nas X has to be.
Yeah, that's giving
Okay.
a little Nas X for
Okay.
sure.
Has to be.
Sex
Yeah.
work.
Oh, the body gives.
Okay,
Hmm.
guys. I still gotta see him as like a little brother. Whoa. Okay.
Who's that? Now Fashion Nova underwear.
Fashion Nova, it's giving me
I don't
like
know that nigga.
Crave.
I'm gonna say understand trap.
I don't know what that is.
Whoa. I
Oh,
mean, it's
I'm
nice. Whoever
I'm a
you
con-
are.
I'm a
Whoever
content
you
lover.
are, come find me.
That's not Crave.
Safari. Wow. I didn't even think about Safari.
I figured
Definitely
it.
him. Back up
Yeah,
Vaughn. She ain't gonna jump out
1000%.
at you.
No, I was just trying to like zoom in on the face.
Um,
That's giving what's a
Prince?
young boy? NLE. That's giving NLE.
Oh, this could be NLE Chopper. Okay, I can
That's
see
giving
that.
NLE Chopper. I don't
He
know,
has some
but that's what
strong
it's giving.
veins.
Yeah.
You are really good at this, Ronja.
Yeah, I'm a YN connoisseur.
Yes. Who the hell is that? Who the hell is this?
Oh, wow.
And baby, this baby be getting the niggas. You hear me?
Okay, all of them. That's the game for
Mm.
sure.
The game. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely the game. That's definitely the game.
Fine ass.
Mm.
And y'all know, like, so this is my type for real. Like a little danger. The Max Bandit. Mm-hmm.
Gots to be. Gots to be. I don't know. It's a lot of mass bandits now. Hold on. But yeah, it's definitely him. Yeah, that Safari picture threw me all the way off.
It did throw me for a loop. I was thinking Crave, but I knew that wasn't Crave piece, so I
Crave
was
is
kind
much
of off.
thicker.
I knew the piece on that.
pull this up.
Yeah, she looks good.
Yeah.
I'm at 8, and then this like those are the 2 ads I seen that
Mm.
like startled me.
Yeah,
But yeah, hands
those
down,
look good
love those
for sure.
ads.
And Renaissance
Well,
was just a
Micah,
time. It was such an era. Like,
Renaissance.
it still
Yeah,
is.
I think we should do one more round of Renaissance, one more
I
time.
think so too.
I feel like she deserves a like a one
I
more.
think we.
Every 2 years.
Yeah, I
Well,
feel like we
you
didn't
call me and
basket it as
Vonjay
much
when
as
you're
we
ready
should
to
have.
do an encore event. We can call it encore,
Uh,
and we can
Y'all
do
gonna jump
Renaissance.
y'all gonna jump in the photo shoot with us, right?
Well, Vonjay is just getting into waxing, so I know he's photo shoot ready, and I'm always down.
Bet.
Just let us know. We're always around.
Y'all up?
But Vonjay, don't be looking like that. Girl, cut it out. But no, seriously. Micah, I want to say thank you for joining our platform. I want to say thank you for having a conversation with TikTok. I cannot express the gratitude we have because I was just telling Vonjay before you came on that for some reason, some people are very afraid to get on these platforms. Some people are very much I don't know. I'm like, we're not gonna ask you anything that's gonna jeopardize your brand. Like, that's not what we're gonna do. We're here to elevate, uplift. Our goal with TikTok podcast is to always just share the space, share the knowledge. And I think there is such a big audience that look like us, that relate to us, and that are friends with people like us that aren't tapped into the mainstream all the time. So our viewers have always say they would love to hear from Deviant. So I'm glad we got to start a conversation, start a connection. But as we wrap up, I want to allow you, Michael, to give your last words, and then Vonjay, and we'll close out the show.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to bring a voice to Deviant today and to your viewers. Again, like we are all equals in community, and so I just really appreciate the opportunity at being a full person today and seen as a full person. Shit, if I said something wrong, I own that shit too. Like I'm here. I'm only human, but yeah. No, I'm just really grateful for the opportunity. Y'all have incredible energy. I can't wait to see y'all this weekend. I will be there in DC.
I'm not
I intend to
outside.
be at the front door because, Mama, I've been doing this for 5 years now, so Mama back don't work the same way.
Okay.
My knees crack a little bit, but I will be there,
Mm.
shining with a smile at the front door, making sure everybody's treated right, fairly, and good coming in. So, yeah, thank y'all. Seriously,
Thank
my
you.
new Leo and Gemini friend. Yeah, so sweet.
No, thank you. Seriously, thank you for coming. Like, I was just excited to see you. Like Tina said, we watched your last podcast with Raheem, and I was like, oh, it's giving energy. Like, it's giving vibes. Like, I wanted to, and you brought that today. So I'm just thankful that you came to our little old podcast over here. But yes, grateful for the connection. I know many things will come in the future. And yes, I wish you a successful event this weekend. Hopefully, we'll run into you along the way.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna look
Again for
forward to
coming.
seeing y'all. And y'all gonna
Well,
bring
we're not gonna be at Deviant Saturday because we're gonna be at the white party, and we didn't know Deviant was Saturday until after we booked. I know y'all usually do
Your
Friday
mouth is on
night.
the
I came
floor.
last year. I was there Friday night last year with my white on.
Not T now. I just told y'all how we about to take it up in production. We about to do
I
all these.
know.
We're gonna have to figure out how we can
I'm gonna
finagle
need
two
y'all to tip
artists.
for
I
an
didn't even
hour.
pack anything.
You
We can
got
finagle
on
two.
right now. Will work just
No, no, no,
fine.
no, no, no. You have no idea what people expect of me when I come to your parties. No, 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 no.
You can throw something together. You got the sewing machine with you. You can throw something together in 2 days.
What do I look like this week? I
Me
already have to
too.
make my.
I'm looking for both of y'all.
Okay.
I need y'all to tip.
We're
Okay.
gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have to talk
Yeah.
about that.
We'll figure it out.
Y'all
We'll
having a
figure it
brunch on
out.
Sunday? We can stop at brunch. We can hang out with y'all at brunch.
We're not doing a brunch. We need y'all at
I
Deviant.
didn't pack anything. Like
Also, a lot of our stuff is in limbo right now. It's
No,
kind of a
seriously.
sensitive topic about clothing. But we're going with the flow. We hope everything comes.
No, seriously, we're gonna try our best to get there. But I do want to say thank you again. Thank you for joining our podcast. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for not letting desirable politics get the best of you, because I know that's a thing. So I want to say to you, congratulations and good luck. I would love to see you partner not just with Thique Talk Podcast in the future. We have friends. Fellow of USA is a new brand. I don't know if you've seen them on Instagram, but they're starting conversations. They started with Taco Tuesday. We did an episode with them and Lamont from Atlanta, the gay dating coach, two episodes back. So would encourage you to watch the episode when you can. And they're really good people to partner with, honestly, for what you're doing with the nonprofit, as well as Thique Talk Podcast as a nonprofit as well. We haven't started yet working, but we're getting there. So thank you for that. Thank you to all of you who are listening and watching. I want to say see you this weekend. Von J, I hope you're ready for your first Pride. I hope you're ready for your birthday. Until next time, as we always say, keep it cute, keep it real, and keep it thick. Good night.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.